Fears of a global pandemic are rising. The deadly coronavirus has claimed 106 lives in China, with confirmed infections surging to more than 4,500, 1,300 of which have been reported in the last 24 hours alone. And it's not just China. Many countries have confirmed new cases. Sri Lanka, Germany and Cambodia confirmed their first cases. Meanwhile, fresh cases have been identified in Japan, Thailand, Canada and France. The number of known cases of this virus has increased by 65% overnight. According to a recent study at the Hong Kong University, up to 150,000 individuals, 150,000, could be affected by the coronavirus in the next 3 to 4 months on a daily basis, which means that the outbreak could be 10 times worse than the SARS outbreak that resulted in the death of close to 800 people in 17 countries. Now let's look at the global response to coronavirus. The Indian government has also begun evacuating nationals from Wuhan. The thermal screening for coronavirus has been extended to 20 airports.
हम लोग अभी प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि इवैक्यूएशन का जो है प्लेन भेज के हमारे स्टूडेंट ज़्यादातर स्टूडेंट हैं उस शहर में, वुहान शहर में, तो उनको वापस कैसे लाया जाए, तो ये प्रयास जारी है। इसमें कुछ दिन लगेंगे, पर आप पूरा भरोसा करिए कि भारत सरकार इस पे लगी है और ज़रूर कुछ दिनों में कुछ आप लोगों को सूचना मिलेगी। बच्चे जो हैं वो अभी तक सब बिल्कुल ठीक है। अभी तक हमें ऐसी कोई खबर नहीं आई कि कोई बच्चा वो कोरोना वायरस से बीमार है।
3 suspected cases reported in New Delhi as well, but these are suspected, not confirmed cases. The government of India is keeping track of the situation. The US, meanwhile, has raised the travel alert for China to 3. That is the highest level, recommending travelers to avoid all non-essential travel to China. Indonesia and the Philippines have restricted Chinese tourists. Hong Kong has announced plans to slash cross-border travel to mainland China. Wearing a face mask, Chief Executive Carrie Lam announced that high-speed trains and ferries will also be suspended from Thursday.
Other than the suspension of schools and major events, I would like to make the following pleas. First, I urge people from Hong Kong to return to Hong Kong from the mainland as quickly as possible, and any person, if returning to Hong Kong from the mainland, should remain at home for 14 days afterwards.
President Xi Jinping has called the coronavirus the devil that China is confident of slaying. Even the country's armed forces have been mobilized to battle the infection.
Today we are going to take over a ward of critically ill patients to reduce the burden of the hospital. According to the work schedule, in the next step we will also take over the outpatient service and clinic, help to promote the treatment level of other departments and train the medical staff in the hospital to improve their overall capacity of treatment.
With some 60 million people under travel restrictions in the Hubei province, Wuhan, the provincial capital, and the epicenter of the disease, is under complete lockdown. The critical hub in the middle of China now resembles a ghost town. But in this time of isolation, some people are determined to raise each other's spirit. Words of encouragement through a light show was beamed through the city. Videos on social media showed people shouting the phrase Wuhan Jiayu, which means stay strong, out of their windows. The spread of the virus has also left investors worried across the globe. China's financial market has been shut till the 3rd of February, but the impact of the crisis is bleeding other markets. The SARS outbreak wiped off $40 billion of the global markets. Due to coronavirus, Australian share market dropped by $36 billion, And the same is the case in the US. Stock markets have seen the sharpest decline since October 2019, when the trade war tension was at its peak. In Europe, major stock benchmarks were down more than 2%. Japan's Nikkei also sank 2%. Stocks in South Korea also bore the brunt of this outbreak. The worst hit are the companies that depend on tourism, travel and the Chinese economy. China has halted all group tours, both domestically and to other countries, to contain the spread of the virus. Thailand expects the number of Chinese tourists to fall by 2 million to 9 million this year. Other countries will be majorly hit by the slowdown in the Chinese tourist visits in Japan and Vietnam. While scientists across the world are studying the coronavirus in an attempt to track its origin and develop a vaccine. But it could take months for clinical trials to begin and more than a year for any drug to be available.